Good morning, Emerson. Today is Tuesday, March 15th. On today's show, the one and only Boston Tweet is here in studio to talk to us about the Twitter world.
And Megan Mitchell will tell us who she met over spring break. Hey everyone, I am Terry Stackhouse.
And I'm Anna Rodriguez. Thank you for joining us this morning. Good morning, Terry.
Good
How
morning.
was your break?
It was uneventful, but I am so psyched to be back here in the Vindabona studios live for Good Morning Emerson.
Same here. I needed a good rest. But on to other things. Let's talk about Facebook. You have a Facebook account. I have a Facebook account as well, and so does everyone in the GME cast and crew. But I ran across a story this week that kind of makes me want to rethink about having a Facebook account, and I actually want to delete it.
Wow.
It's that powerful. 4 senators penned a letter to Mark Zuckerberg this past week asking him to rethink his privacy policy. And this is because I didn't know this. Unbeknownst to me, a lot of third-party websites can actually access my information, like my name, my address, and my phone number, through an app. And I have a smartphone, so that worries me. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that we are a little bit too afraid as Americans that we are living in sort of a 1984 George Orwell world where Mark Zuckerberg and the thought police are going to be watching our every move on Facebook. I don't think that they are quite as interested in us liking Nickelback's fan page.
Well, I think it's more than that. I think they're worried about the population of teenagers that are Facebook users. There are 147 million Facebook users as of 2011. And 13 million of them are under the age of 17, so they fear that they can access information and actually open accounts like loans, credit cards. With a name, $25, and an address, you can get a lot of information on Google.
But it's not just teenagers that are unwisely using Facebook. Anaritis, I actually found this over spring break. This is your very Facebook page. Let's take a look at what you did. That is you. You are in Libya shaking hands with Gaddafi. Your status is committing treason. Anaritis, you might really want to think about what you are putting on the internet.
Now, I'm going to have FBI at my door in like 3.5 seconds. Thanks a lot, Terry.
Somebody who is very wise, though, with what they are putting online is our well-informed newsman. That is Steven Selnick, following all of today's top stories. Steve, what's happening in the world?
Terry, you are the only third party I want to ever access my information. Good morning, Emerson. I'm Steve Stelnick, and this is the news that you need to hear. Well, amongst all the tragedy and destruction and the events that have occurred over Japan over the last few days, there is a story of success and hope. The Indiana family of Zach Hayes desperately tried to contact their son after receiving news of the massive earthquake that ripped through Japan. After multiple texts, calls, and Facebook messages, they finally heard from Zach safe and sound. But it didn't end there. Zach sent another message informing his parents that he left to find his girlfriend who lived 4 miles away on foot. Once he finally made it to the town, police wouldn't let him in, but that didn't stop him.
Finally, he sees a battalion of Japanese soldiers walking in, pulls his hat down and gets in line, marches right in the city with him.
Zach found his girlfriend and both are injury-free. Our thoughts and prayers are with the people of Japan, and we hope to hear more stories like this in the coming days. And you'd have to be blind to not know it's almost St. Patrick's Day in Chicago. City workers turned the Chicago River green today in honor of the upcoming holiday. The event is less about the raging party that is St. Paddy's and more about celebrating the Windy City's large Irish community. For the last 43 years, workers dump around 40 pounds of dye into the river, which is actually orange. After sitting in the water for a few minutes, it turns a perfect shade of green. And yesterday marked the start of Communication Week here at Emerson. The school's 4 communication departments have come together to program events for students and alumni to learn more about their fields and to hear from different guest speakers. Events will range from case studies in speech pathology to discussions with journalists about the future of the industry, which apparently there is none. To learn more about the week, visit emerson.edu or follow #MCOM on Twitter. Now back to my 2 favorite shamrocks of Irish glory, Anaritis and Terry.
Thank you so much, Steve. Now, I do want to ask, all of that dye that's dumped into that river, is that environmentally friendly? I feel bad for those fishes.
Well, they have been doing it for over 40 years, so I really hope so, or else there's definitely no other fish left in that river.
Thank you very much. Now it's time to throw it outside to our weather girl, Lindsay Cannon. With today's weather, it seems to be like we're going to have a very promising week. The temperatures are in the 40s today, and I'm hoping it stays like that. Lindsay, tell me it's true.
Good morning, Emerson. I hope hope you all had a warm and sunny spring break. Now, you're only going to need one thing to get back into the swing of things here at Emerson College, which is tiger blood. Because apparently, if you have human blood, you just won't be able to make it through the week or face the weather conditions ahead. Speaking of, let's take a look at today's forecast. Today, it's going to be sunny with a high of 46 and a low of 33. On to the 5-day forecast. Wednesday, it's going to be rainy with a high of 49, low of 36. Thursday, sunny, high of 54, low of 42. Friday, mostly cloudy, high of 60, low of 41. Saturday, partly cloudy, high of 51, low of 34. Now, these are perfect weather conditions for going out this weekend, so grab your goddess and get your party on. And if anyone asks you how it went, you know what to say. Winning, duh. Now back to two people who I know haven't recently had a mental breakdown on national television, resulting in the firing of the highest paying TV actor, Terry and Anaritis.
That's because we are winners.
Duh.
Thanks, Lindsay. Now it's time to check in for your daily sports flash. Ross, his favorite camper. I hear that spring training is in full swing.
It's one of the favorite lines of all GMEers. Good morning, campers. Ross Littman here with your sports for this Tuesday morning. While spring break treated me very well, as you can see by my excellent tan that I have, however, it was not the best week for the Boston Red Sox. They lost several games this past week in the Grapefruit League with poor performances from both Josh Beckett and Daisuke Matsuzaka. But don't get all up in arms, Red Sox Nation. It is only spring training. However, bad starts from two of the B-Sox's starting pitchers for this upcoming season is not a good sign. And for a team that is considered on paper the best team in the American League by many experts and prognosticators, myself included, the big question mark has been the pitching staff. The MLB season starts April 1st. The Sox will be on the road in a 3-game series against the Texas Rangers. Likewise, things were not so good for the Emerson men's baseball team. This past week, the good news, the team drove 26 hours down to play some baseball in sunny, beautiful Florida. The bad news, they had 7 games and picked up just 2 wins. The 10-6 victory against Drew College was the highlight of the week for the baseball boys. They are back home and ready for their first game of the season in New England this afternoon against Newberry College. Best of luck to you. And finally, there's a reason why defense wins championships. Sunday night, the Boston Celtics made history. At the TD Garden, the Celtics squared off with the Milwaukee Bucks, scoring 87 points. Nothing too special. But how about this? The Celtics held the Bucks to a franchise-best 56 points, and that's the lowest amount of points scored in Milwaukee franchise history. The first half was even more abysmal for the Bucks offense, only scoring 22 points, another franchise record, but that's not the type of record you want to have. Coming off this defensive high, the Celtics traveled to Newark to play the New Jersey Nets. The three-pointer at the buzzer is good by Sundiata Gaines. That was at the buzzer in the third quarter. They go up 67-61. The pass is stolen by Kevin Garnett, goes way up to Rajon Rondo. Rondo dishes it to Allen. Allen gets the dunk. Ray Allen had 19 points. Rondo had 9 dimes. Fourth quarter, minute 18 to go. The bounce pass is inside to Brook Lopez, and he's able to get over Glenn Davis and make the basket. He led the Nets in scoring with 20 points. Nets up by 4 with 40 seconds left. Deron Williams fakes out Rondo, takes a step back, and buries the three-pointer, and that was the final nail in the coffin for the Celtics. The Nets went on to win 88-79. And that is all the sports I have for you this Tuesday morning. Start filling out those brackets for March Madness, and I'd like to take this time to officially challenge you, Terry, to a March Madness tournament to see who is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be in bracketology on GME. What do you say, friend?
I formally accept the challenge. I will be the best there was, is, and ever will be in what I call stackatology. That's right, 3-time sportsman Ross. You don't know what you're getting yourself into, and my early prediction, it's going to be UConn, going the distance. But,
well,
okay, Anaritis and I were talking about this earlier, Ross. People that don't really follow sports, that want to be included in all the office pools, that want to be part of the tournament competitions, should we let her in?
Please.
You know what? I think there's room for everybody in this. And there have been scientists and mathematicians that analyze the brackets just based on numbers alone. You can pick a win. And my sleeper in this, if we have all the GME cast and crew, Megan Mitchell. That's my sleeper for this tournament. But we'll see.
Well, she was very impressive during the regular season. Thank you, Ross. It is now time for our first commercial break. But when we come back, Megan Mitchell will be in studio to tell us who she met over spring break.
He's such a cutie pie. Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson.
All right, Anna Riddis, I want to talk about an article that kind of caught my attention. This comes from Slate, and the article is titled A Fine Wine. This is a reoccurring column. It's from a woman named Juliet Lapidos, and Slate is a website. It's kind of a literary online magazine. And what she talks about here is different social nuances that she picks apart and complains about. This week, she goes after hugging, the overuse of hugs in American society. She says, quote, obligatory hugs mock intimacy. And I think that's a great point. We hug too much to the point where they're kind of cheapened. What do you think?
I don't agree with her at all.
No?
I am from the Dominican Republic, you know this. Latinos, we like to touch you, we like to hug you. I think that it is very ridiculous that she thinks that hugs are un-American or cheek kisses are un-American, because I do it all the time and no one has ever rejected a hug from me, so
Well, you're
I
not
don't know
allowed
what she's
to.
talking about. I think you're allowed to reject hugs, but who does? You have to be the most antisocial person to reject a hug. That's love. I can hug you.
Okay, all right, well, let's break down the
etiquette,
appropriate
proper
hug.
etiquette
This is
for
what
hugs.
I find acceptable.
Okay.
As a co-host, I think I can hug you. You know,
Yes,
every once in a
okay.
while we come back from spring break. I've missed you. So we're not going to do the prom hug
How
where sometimes
should
you
we
go
do it?
below and I go above, because it's emasculating. I don't like doing that.
Oh, God forbid
You
that
go
happens
arms to
men.
the side like this.
Okay.
In. 1, 2, 3. Okay,
feel
that's
good?
plenty. That's plenty for a hug.
Oh, gosh. I think that's ridiculous.
Somebody who does give a good hug, though, is our entertainment correspondent, Omri Rowland. He's got all the latest entertainment news, including information on one scandalous photo. Omri, tell us about it.
Thanks, Terry and Anna Riddis. You know, I would hug both of you as long as Purell was present. I missed you guys so much over break. I missed the show, I missed the crew, I missed everyone, but most importantly, I missed you guys. Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson. I'm your entertainment correspondent, Omri Rowland. While I'm sure you guys at home stayed away from the wet t-shirt contest, Mardi Gras festivities, Jell-O wrestling, and other illicit temptations that you were faced with over break, I cannot say the same for some of Hollywood's biggest celebrities. Let's be honest, we're all guilty of occasionally snapping a MySpace-style mirror pic of ourselves, but unlike the rest of us, Chris Brown prefers to take his butt naked. A full frontal self-portrait of the R&B singer leaked last weekend, featuring Brown's newly bleached blonde hair in addition to his carpet, which most definitely does not match the drapes. The picture leaked at an extremely opportune time for Brown, whose new album Fame will be released on March 22nd. Even Chris himself was surprised at the curious timing of the picture surfacing, stating, "It's ironic how somebody put this out right around my album time," on a Twitter post that has since been deleted. All very curious behavior on Brown's part, but what's even more curious is Chris's ability to foresee the future. On his latest single, Look at Me Now, that's currently number 5 on the R&B hip-hop charts, Brown sings, "She accidentally slip fall on my D. Oops, I said my D. I ain't really mean to say on my D, but since we talking about my D, all you haters say hi to it." Well, Chris, we've all definitely said hi to it. Another R&B singer that can't seem to keep his privates private is Usher. The OMG singer definitely had an OMG moment where rumors of a sex tape featuring him and his ex-wife Tamika Foster surfaced early yesterday morning. For those who doubt the authenticity of the video, celebrity gossip site TMZ was reportedly sent a short clip and 2 photos of the sex tape by the person shopping around the video. And it is most definitely Usher and Tamika. Sources close to Usher believe that the sex tape was stolen from him in a car robbery 2 years ago, along with $1 million worth of jewelry and electronics. When asked about the possibility of a sex tape, the former Miss Usher Raymond said, "Absolutely not. I'm a mother and entrepreneur. Sex tapes or pornography would not be on my lane. I have no desire to be seen in that way." Our rep for Usher had no comment. The only thing worse than selling stolen pictures or videos of naked celebrities is trying to take your own indecent pictures of them when they're not looking. And that's exactly what happened to Jake Gyllenhaal this past weekend at the South by Southwest Film Festival in Austin, Texas. The Oscar nominee was at the festival promoting his new movie Source Code when he took a break in the men's room. Wow, stars really are just like us. The actor was taking care of business when he spotted a not-so-sneaky shutterbug trying to snap a picture of Jake Gyllenhaal's over the urinal. In response, Gyllenhaal grabbed the amateur pornographer mid-photo, threw him against the wall, and said, "Are we really gonna do this right now?" When asked about the scuffle, Jake responded, "That's true. I think it's an appropriate space to keep privacy. I hope that people wouldn't disagree with me on that." That's it for me in your entertainment update. Now back to 2 people who definitely don't agree with Jake Gyllenhaal's view concerning bathroom etiquette.